All right, welcome to the FreeCast Ep.2, NBA Free Agency Edition. I'm Ty, and this is Kel.
What's going on?
And for this episode, we're going to be talking about the madness that has been the 2019 NBA Free Agency. Where do we even start?
I say we got bottom top.
Bottom top?
Yeah.
All
Y'all
right.
gotta wait to listen to what y'all want to listen to.
Got to give the people what
No
they want.
timestamps. No
Shout out to Jalen
timestamps.
Rose.
You guys gonna have to listen through it, or just do what everyone else does and just
Skip through.
skip. I don't care.
All right. Let's just start off the bat. Our boy, Boban Marjanovic to the Mavs,
Oh,
2-year deal.
respectable.
Undisclosed amount, but I mean, not bad.
I mean, I think you'll have a place on any NBA team for probably a few more years.
I mean, he's a 7-foot beast out of Serbia. So,
Yeah.
Emmanuel Mudiay to the Jazz, 1-year
Nice
deal.
pickup.
Great
Nice
pickup.
Jazz are loading.
Jazz are straight loaded. Originally, before all the madness went down on Saturday night, I was originally going to say, for my mad take that I was talking about to you, I was going to say the Jazz are the team to beat in the West.
Really?
Yes.
I mean,
I was originally going to say that.
even now, it's not even that. I'd be like, you know what? I can honestly see that.
Honestly, I kind of have them as a 3 or 4 seed.
The West seeding.
It won't matter.
We'll get into that into predictions when we do
Yeah.
it in a few months.
Maybe.
Maybe I don't know.
Whenever everything's over and we know
Yeah,
everything's for certain.
it's not gonna be for a while though.
But speaking,
The seeding
oh,
could go. It could be honestly just real quick. It could literally. I can expect so much different outcomes.
oh
It's
yeah.
crazy. Crazy.
This is gonna be the best NBA season yet. We
Yeah.
don't know who's going to win. We don't know who's going to be in the finals. So, stay
You know,
tuned.
just in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. But to continue on, Jeff Green, Jazz, 1 year, 2.5
Right
mil.
again. Just a quick little.
Jazz are stacking up. It's a solid backup. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always healthy and puts up solid numbers for a role player.
Was do they have the full contract or?
Yeah, 1 year, 2.5 mil.
Yeah, it's good deal. Right
Steal.
there, good deal.
Isaiah Thomas to the Wizards, 1 year deal.
I mean, you
The-
guys know how I feel about the Wizards. I don't even want to talk about it.
Hey, okay, look. I feel like this could be a break for Isaiah Thomas.
I mean,
Because
it could, but,
John Wall is going to be out for probably a couple more months after the season starts.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you're 5'9", came off hip surgery.
Yeah, but he could possibly return to
I mean, I
MVP
hope.
form. I know that's kind of a joke right there, but at the same time, come on. You want to see him do well.
I mean, I do, but I mean, it's more on the Wizards front, just kind of like
Mm.
whatever.
Well,
And real quick, you guys hear fireworks? Some idiots are still launching them. Really don't know it's the 7th. Just want to apologize about that.
how
I hope they're fireworks. I don't know. Oh, here's another one.
All right, to our home team, Detroit Pistons, Markieff Morris,
Nice.
2 year, 7.4 mil.
Good
This is
pickup.
a solid pickup.
And starts treading them in the right direction. And with another pickup we'll get onto later, sets the way.
Sets the way, and Detroit basketball might look very solid later on.
Mhm.
But on to the blunder that is the New York Knicks. Taj Gibson for a 2 year, 20 mil deal.
Just a roster spot, in my opinion. Most of the Knicks. Just fill up
yeah.
good, decent roster spots.
Fill up cap space and put in a roster spot. I mean, I love Taj Gibson. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, I'm now an official Bulls fan, but they've always been my side for God knows how long. I've always liked D Rose, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Well, dang, Taj.
I mean, the OG
Joakim,
Bulls core.
The OG
2010,
Bulls
2011.
core. I mean, hell, Nate Robinson going
The
in against the
boy.
Heat in the first round. But another discussion for another day. Either way, I love Taj, but this is just him getting a check. At
I
this
mean, he
point.
would have been dope on like a Lakers, Clippers, for like a bench
Yeah.
role. That'd have been a nice move.
But I mean,
Like
hey,
5 mil, about 10
5
mil a
mil.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is it 220?
No.
Or is it
Yeah,
210?
2 year, 20 mil.
So it's 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
10 mil a year.
a little pricey to be.
Like I said, it's just him catching a check.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Bucks reloading up on their players. George Hill
Mm-hmm.
re-signs with them for a 3 year, 29 mil deal.
Nice pickup. I had a little bit of a hot take. Deleted the tweet, but I said Bucks lost free agency. That was very early on. But now I've retaken that statement with more stuff coming out.
Yeah.
I apologize, Milwaukee.
Yeah. And to continue on with the Bucks, Robin Lopez, 2 year, 10 mil deal. So the Lopez brothers will be reuniting in Milwaukee, and we'll have a solid starting and backup center.
Yeah.
Anything to add on that one? Oh, hello?
Hello?
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you're just gonna continue on.
Well, all you said. All right, whatever.
I mean, it's just
Cut.
it's Robin Lopez.
Yeah, but either way, back to the Lakers, actually doing something solid and re-signing Rajon Rondo for a 2 year minimum deal.
This might be one of the best pickups of the all season.
Honestly, the
Bet
Rondo,
minimum 2 years.
yeah, Rondo was pretty much known as the Boogie Whisperer, as to a deal we'll get onto later about that. So he did really good with Boogie when he was in Sacramento. So I imagine he'll be running the core for the Lakers offense with LeBron, AD, and Boogie.
Do you think
So
he'll start? Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like he should start.
Yeah, I mean, Quinn Cooks. I mean,
I like Quinn Cook. I feel like he
bad.
could be a good six-man, even though I know Kyle Kuzma's gonna be a six-man. Okay.
I mean,
Interim period. Are we good?
I'm going to mute my mic. I'll be right back. Continue on.
Alright. Well, either way, like I was saying, Rondo is definitely going to be a core piece for that Lakers team. And I honestly feel like that's going to be a very big pickup for the Lakers to re-sign him.
Idiots.
What?
God, idiots, man. Like right down the street.
But, to continue on, the boy Rodney Hood re-signs with the Portland Trail Blazers for a 2 year, $16 million contract. I feel like this is a good pickup for Portland, as in terms of reloading up on their depth. And they also acquired Kent Bazemore in a trade earlier on for Evan Turner. And that's a good cap dump in terms of Evan Turner and his productivity. But in return, they get Kent Bazemore, possibly 3-and-D guy, but we know he's more primarily focused on three-point range. This is a good pickup for them.
I feel the Blazers and Jazz are in a pretty similar boat.
Yeah.
Let's not spend a whole lot of money. Let's just fine-tune some things.
Fine-tune some things and get what we can get. And just
Nah.
roll.
Let's not overspend here and there. It's just...
Yeah. And on to a
I like
mystery of a team. Enes Kanter to the Celtics, which the Celtics have been... I don't know whether you could say they won or lost this free agency. They kind of did like a C plus B grade for this. But
the Kemba... Oh, sorry.
But
I filed it.
yeah, we'll get on to Kemba in a while. Kanter did sign with the Celtics for a 2 year, $10 million deal.
Cheaper than I thought.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to sign just a basic, lower than mid-level exception.
No.
For 2 years, I kind of expected maybe it to be around the 20 million, maybe 25 million range. But either way, it's an alright pickup for the Celtics. It's not the best.
It's not going to win them a championship.
No. This one kind of fell out of left field. Al-Farouq Aminu to the Magic for a 3 year, $29 million contract.
I was like,
That's... Man...
I mean, it's sad to see him go, but I was just kind of like, okay. I mean...
Yeah. Man
whatever.
got paid for what he could.
Yeah.
And on to my boy, and for our hometown team, Derrick Rose,
Hey, let's go, baby.
to the Pistons on a
What it
2-year,
do,
$15
baby?
million deal. What it do, baby?
All right, I'm just saying that this move could be the most underrated move of the offseason. Just imagine they get rid of Eddie Jackson and don't trade for a certain player, but they get rid of him and Derek, or you move him to the bench. I don't care. But where Derrick Rose can start, give Blake the ball more. And for one, he's a quality scorer. Red Jackson's not. Him and Dre can form an amazing 1-2.
Ooh.
I mean, it could, again, this could steer. We said we need a point guard, a real point guard. Well, we got Derrick frickin' Rose.
We just need scoring, efficient scoring.
I would be happy with a 16 points per game on like 36% from three and like 48% from field or something, whatever.
I mean, hey, he averaged around 17.7, what, 3.5, 5.5 last year on like 48% shooting from field and about 37 from three last year.
Basically, just do what he did last year.
Pretty much, just do what you do
He
last year, and this could be
was he on the
something
bench
so good.
too?
Yes, he was a six man,
Yeah.
and if he starts, maybe something even better. If they could run a pick and roll with Dre or Blake Griffin, this could be a very, very, very good pickup for the Pistons on a very cheap deal too for Derrick Rose.
Yep.
This is lower than the mid-level exception, maybe a vet's minimum. We don't know. But to continue on from up the list, Bobby Portis to the New York Knicks, 2-year, $31 million contract.
That one. Ooh.
I don't know about paying that man $15.5 million a year for nothing that special since he was in
Yeah.
Chicago.
Okay, I mean, with all these Knicks pickups except one, they're all roster spots.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's expensive roster spot, but hey, freaking well.
Yeah.
James Dolan is the worst owner in the
Facts.
NBA. He's literally ruins that team.
I don't think anybody is gonna really disagree with you on that
No,
take.
turned down a meeting with Kawhi for no reason. For being no reason.
And you were worried of signing Kevin Durant. That's just.
He was gonna miss more free agents. This man just won the NBA championship. He should be your top priority. I'm sorry. KD is arguably the best player in the world, but he just tore his Achilles. Kawhi's healthy.
Yeah.
Just carried the team to the NBA championship, won it. You're gonna skip him, really?
It makes no sense.
Next could be its own video.
Pretty
It's just
much.
not even
That
bothered.
could be a long rant. Anyways, Rudy Gay re-signs with the Spurs for a 2-year, $32 million contract.
32. Wow.
It's not bad. I mean, he had a pretty solid year.
I've seen worse.
As a, third option, fourth option on the
Rudy Gay
Spurs
stays
offense.
making good money.
Yeah. And honestly, he had a pretty good year from after tearing his Achilles. I'd say he did pretty good.
Yeah, Rudy Gay.
I think it was the second year after
player.
tearing his Achilles. I'm not sure. But either way, it's a solid contract, and I don't blame the Spurs for going for that. And obviously, Rudy Gay does like San Antonio, so he does stay. Continuing on, for the Bucks, Wes Matthews.
Wes Matthews.
Goes to the Bucks for a 2-year minimum contract. This is a solid pickup. I like it.
Yeah. Not overpaying at all, which I feel the Mavericks kind of did. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we said minimum.
Yeah, minimum deal.
This dude could be absolute trash, but who cares?
No, it could be an easy trade. If he's trash, they can trade him by December or January.
Yeah,
They
and
can
again,
find
it's not like they're
something
paying
out
him
of it.
10 mil.
No. It's a solid deal. This kind of adds not as much. I wouldn't say a replacement of Malcolm Brogdon, but at the same time, or not Malcolm Brogdon, but I mean, it's not really more of the playmaking wise for Malcolm Brogdon, but this is kind of a 3-and-D kind of guy, Wes Matthews. I know he's not the greatest defender, but at the same time, you still get something out of it. It spaces the floor for Milwaukee, and it keeps the offense going like it was last season. So I don't mind this deal.
Yeah, pretty good.
Terrence Ross re-signs with the Magic for a 4-year, $54 million deal. I feel like last year was Terrence Ross's best career year,
Oh boy.
and
Please like
I kind of feel like he was kind of the golden child of the NBA for a little bit, because
you.
he was dropping buckets in Toronto here and there back when the Raptors weren't necessarily good, and they were kind of also a laughing stock of the NBA back in
LeBronto?
2014. Yeah, about 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
But it seems like Terrence Ross has found his home and is doing really good under Steve Clifford's offense. Hopefully everything goes well for him and the Magic, hopefully, later on this season. And to continue on, for the Pacers-wise, Jeremy Lamb. 3-year, $31.5 million deal.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah, a lot of these are just kind of, they're alright. I mean, it's really kind of what a lot of them are. They're alright.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to go on about 10 minutes about Jeremy Lamb, so.
I mean, this is from a former Thunder fan, so I mean, I figured they shouldn't have traded Jeremy Lamb in the first place, but you know. He has his
Traded
career
everyone
year
they
with
shouldn't
the
have.
Hornets last year. He gets his money, and this is a good pickup for the Pacers. It adds more depth at the shooting guard position, and don't sleep on the Pacers this year. Another questionable contract. Ricky Rubio to the Suns on a 3-year,
Questionable?
$51 million deal.
Questionable?
I
Okay,
mean, it was
questionable?
alright. Let's be honest, it was a god awful deal. I mean, hey, Phoenix found their point guard
Cool, get someone else to pass the ball to Devin
Booker and DeAndre Ayton. I mean, hey, you know what? If we're gonna look at the bright side to this, Ricky Rubio is not that bad of a point guard if we don't consider his shooting.
Yeah.
His first year in Utah, he had a great year out of coming from Minnesota. He had a great year coming off for the first year in Utah. They had done good. They beat the Thunder in the first round in a 5-game series, and they did what they could against Houston, but it didn't work out. Either way, his bounce back season wasn't exactly, or his sophomore season in Utah wasn't really anything to go about. Honestly, it was a worse season compared to when he first got into Utah. But I guess Phoenix sees something in it.
I'd say it'd be a dope contract if they were paying him like $8 million.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, it's dope. That's a good pickup.
$24 million seems more reasonable than 51.
That's not like that's good. You know, he'll get the ball to DeAndre and Devin Booker.
But
no, they're paying him a little more.
It could be something, but in reality, it's
still won't be nothing.
It's nothing gonna be that solid, considering
they're not.
The Suns aren't really the best franchise.
I mean, what do you think Ricky Rubio's really gonna do? You won what, 19 games? You added Ricky Rubio. Cool.
Yeah, the Suns are making power moves, boy.
Yeah, New York Suns.
Oh God. Alright, let's continue on to a better franchise that's doing pretty solid. Trevor Ariza to the Kings. 2-year, $25 million deal.
I didn't even know he went there. Honest to God.
Yeah.
That's a good pickup. I like that one.
Yeah. I feel like that's a solid pickup for a backup position. I think they did trade Justin Jackson. And I feel like, I mean, it's not the best, but I mean, they add a 3-and-D guy to the bench, and he can put up solid minutes.
Nice veteran. Justin Jackson's on the Mavericks.
Yeah, I think he was a deal and maybe trade deadline. But anyways, let me check something real quick for the Kings.
Real quick, boys. It's gonna be real quick. Give it a minute.
Contract. Scroll down real quick. And to continue on with the Kings, Harrison Barnes did re-sign with them for a 4-year contract worth about $88 million. $22 million a year. Sheesh.
Pretty hefty.
I mean, I like Harrison Barnes, don't get me wrong. He's shown that he's better than the fourth option out of Golden State in what 2017,
I
2016.
mean, 22 million is just a lot. You're gonna have to pay De'Aaron Fox and
Yeah, down the line they got to pay De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley and Buddy Hield.
yeah.
So they got to do something about that soon. They might. Honestly, I will not be surprised if I see Harrison Barnes get traded
He might be
somewhere
trade
else.
bait. Could
He
be
might
trade
be.
bait.
I would not be surprised down the line. And to continue on, I don't know what to make this really. Terry Rozier to the Hornets on a 3-year, $58 million deal.
I think it's kind of ridiculous.
Don't get me wrong, I like Terry Rozier for what he was during the conference finals against the Cavs last year.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind him playing heroics to show that they didn't need Kyrie. But that's, I don't know, $58 million
dude,
though?
I mean, I respect giving him a chance and everything, but you literally paid him.
This is your compensation for losing Kemba.
What was the contract again, real quick?
3-year, $58 million.
Jesus Christ. I mean, that's $19 million for a dude that's been a bench player.
I don't know. They saw something out of the playoffs for the conference finals in 2018.
I mean, it's the Hornets. What do we really expect?
True. Michael Jordan didn't want to give Kemba Walker the max contract, so they give Terry Rozier a.
Is that really
bench
what
player.
happened?
Yeah, they didn't want to give him the supermax.
Oh my God.
And so they let him walk. Kemba
Jesus.
gave
Then
them
you-
every
then
chance
you
they
pay
could.
Rozier 19 mil?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. What are you doing?
And the GOAT isn't
Hornets
really
might-
the GOAT at being a GM.
The Hornets might go into
will.
the Wizards category of teams. I
Huh.
might put them there. They have one player this year. If they don't give him minutes,
I don't know.
they're with the Wizards.
Free Bridges.
And Caleb's irrelevancy teams.
And to my team, Thad Young to the Bulls, 3-year, $41 million deal. Honestly, I don't like this contract.
Nobody does.
I don't think many people do. I didn't really see the point of signing Thad Young, considering
No
we
one
already
does.
have Lauri Markkanen at the 4. It doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe as a veteran presence, I guess. That's just about what I can see. So that's, it's an
Yes,
alright signing. Could have got something else out of this, but it is what it is. And now we're kind of going on to like second tier, third tier signings. And to start off, DeAndre Jordan to the Nets for a 4-year, $40 million deal as a third of the new Nets, I'd say. This is a solid pickup.
Yeah. See how he plays with Kyrie and KD eventually.
I feel like
Jared Allen.
oh yeah, well Jared Allen would be off the bench, so DeAndre Jordan's gonna be starting.
You think they'll?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think if they put DeAndre Jordan on the bench, I'll be very surprised.
I mean, I don't think Jared Allen deserved to be on the bench.
I mean, I don't think Jared Allen deserves to be on the bench either, but as in terms of just respectability, I guess people would feel that DeAndre Jordan needs to start over Jared Allen. Although Jared Allen is coming up and he's being a great rim protector, and he deserves to be respected.
I mean, hey, if he's good enough, he'll earn it.
True. Very true. And to continue on from big men, Brook Lopez does re-sign with the Bucks for a 4-year,
Nice pickup.
$52 million deal.
Nice pickup.
This keeps the Bucks system still in play.
Keeps a nice part of that team still there.
Yeah, a very core piece for role player wise. This still adds to their floor spacing and still keeps their defense intact. Brook Lopez is a very good defender. He showed it pretty damn well in the playoffs.
I said the Pistons should get Brook Lopez. If that says anything.
Oh Lord. And to compare from the first seed of the East last year to the worst team in the East, The New York Knicks signed Julius Randle to a 3-year, $63 million deal. Although this is, I feel like, look, hear me out. I think me and you both agree this is a solid pickup.
Yep.
This adds to the core of the Knicks with, I do believe, what's Ntilikina,
Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson.
Okay, so R.J. Barrett is going to be at shooting guard. Do you think that right?
Yeah. What do you think they're gonna put him at?
I don't know if he was
3?
going to start at small forward or not.
What do you think they're gonna?
I'm not sure.
What Mitchell? I seen something where they're like, yeah, all these pickups were just for Mitchell Robinson to shine.
I don't know about that.
I was like, they're like, it's just for Mitchell Robinson to be the next like Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's what you want.
But for the next core to be Ntilikina, a poor man's Mike Conley.
Poor man.
A blind man's
Poor
Mike
man.
Conley.
A dead man's Mike Conley.
R.J. Barrett. Kevin Knox. Hopefully, he's been doing solid in the summer league. Hopefully, he can continue that trend, unlike last year's summer league. And at power forward, there'll be Julius Randle, who just got done averaging 20 points and about 8-9 rebounds a game.
I like Julius Randle to the Knicks, honestly. I mean, people were kind of scoffing at it with everything they were supposed to get, but I like it.
And then with Mitchell Robinson, that kid's a stud. He's an absolute stud. I can honestly probably see him as a potential all-star down the line if the Knicks obviously get it together, which I doubt it. But either way,
Skipped a meeting on Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. Onto the team that has kind of been slept on, but people are still talking about with their free agency pickups. The Jazz, they signed Bojan Bogdanovic. 4-year, $73 million deal. This is a major pickup for Utah.
3-year, 47.
4-year, $73 million.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
18
This
points,
adds a lot of 3-point shooting to the Jazz. This is what they needed.
Yeah.
I feel like this was the big power move they made besides trading for Mike Conley. This is a very solid pickup.
I think the Jazz made all the good decisions, honest to God, in this free agency.
They honestly might have won free agency besides, obviously, the Clippers and the Lakers and.
But for being honest,
yeah,
they didn't really. I mean, they spent money,
but it didn't
they
really like.
They didn't break the bank.
They didn't break the bank. They didn't shove all the chips forward, and say, "Okay, we're winning this season right now, immediately."
But they could. Which is they could. They realistically could. If they won the NBA championship,
I wouldn't be surprised.
July 7th, 2019, if they win, don't color me surprised.
True. This is going to be a sleeper team that we kind of look forward to during this next season.
Solid top to bottom.
And I wouldn't say solid top to bottom, but pretty solid.
Getting there.
As into the next team I was talking about. The 76ers signed Al Horford to a 4-year, $109 million contract. This adds a lot of a really good defensive-minded player and can stretch the floor. It's a very strange move for the Sixers to make, but now for the East, who's going to guard Joel Embiid? Jared Allen. That's about it. I don't. This is a solid pickup. I like it. Although this is a big contract, though.
My 76ers still have a lot to prove to me. Wait, so they're about to re-sign Simmons. Have they re-signed Embiid yet?
I do believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be a core of Simmons, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and Embiid.
Probably give Harris some more pooches.
He got paid. What is that? What is this contract again? It was a 5-year deal. 5-year worth up to $180 million. Good Lord, they paid this man. Although I feel like Tobias Harris had proved that he can still show that he's up there with the best for shooting and doing it.
Good player.
He's a good shot creator. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
He got traded from what? Orlando to Detroit, then from Detroit to LA, and then from LA to the Sixers.
Yeah. I mean, he earned it. Everything he's been. I mean, someone gives you that kind of money.
I'll say he did earn it, but good God, he got paid.
I mean, he might not earned it, but again, someone comes up to you with that kind of money.
Yeah.
You're not gonna say no.
To continue on from the Sixers, they also lost out on Jimmy Butler sweepstakes. Kind of figured he was going to resign, but
really, I mean,
go ahead.
Do you ever think they were really in the sweepstakes for him? Do you think they were like in Jimmy Butler's eyes? They were.
I mean,
serious?
I thought about it. I think a lot of people thought that he was probably going to stay.
I mean, when that Al Horford contract kind of drops, like, oh,
Well,
he's gone.
yeah, that's. We were still thinking that before the Al Horford contract that happened, because for a while after the season ended, it's kind of like, all right, where the world is Al Horford? What's his decision on this?
I was really surprised to see him go to the Sixers.
I think a lot of people were. That one came out of nowhere. But for Jimmy Butler, it was a sign and trade deal for 3 teams, between actually 4 teams. Between Miami, Portland, the LA Clippers, and the 76ers. Miami, of course, got Jimmy Butler, but they also got Myers Leonard and considerable cash from the Clippers. And as for Portland, they did acquire Hassan Whiteside.
Hassan hot sauce.
Sriracha.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a great pickup for Portland.
I feel every team kind of won that trade.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, there's not one team to where it's like, oh, they lost. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, LA,
No.
they were kind of just like, all right, we'll come into this as well. But they did get Mo Harkless and a protected first round from Miami. And the 76ers did get Josh Richardson in compensation for Jimmy Butler. So I feel like Josh Richardson can show that he'll be good for them. He'll be an adequate 14 to 15 points per game. A little bit under for what Jimmy was averaging with the Sixers, but nowhere near as of a leadership or defense that he did have.
Or player.
Yeah. Nowhere near the player caliber that Jimmy Butler was. Either way, I know it's kind of off balance, but J.J. Redick did sign with the Pelicans for a 2-year, $26.5 million contract.
Nice player.
Very good player. He's still showing at a ripe age. I believe that he's 35, I want to say.
He's up there.
He's up there. But a good veteran who's still showing he can still kick it.
Again, would have been dope on like the Lakers or something.
But, you know, the Lakers are just great. Either way, I feel like this is going to be a good veteran presence in the locker room, and he's going to show the young core that was the Los Angeles Lakers, now Los Angeles Pelicans, basically. He's going to show them the ropes and show them some moves. And hopefully he helps Zion and show what he can do. I feel like this is a great pickup for the Pelicans, and hopefully we can see where the Pelicans go from there. As for a signing trade, Malcolm Brogdon did technically sign with the Pacers for a 4-year, $85 million contract. This is a great pickup for the Pacers.
Yep. I liked it.
For a member of the 50-40-90 club that we rarely do get to see from players, Malcolm Brogdon is a part of that. And name anything that he can't do, really. I mean, he can shoot, he can facilitate, he can defend. I feel like he should be a starting point guard for them.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a very good pickup for Indiana, and I kind of feel like they should be a top 3 seed, I'd say.
I haven't even thought about seeds.
I don't know. We'll look down the line of rosters in a month or two, and we'll get to that eventually.
Yep.
But either way, this is a great pickup for Indiana, and hopefully this brings them some pretty good success. Another signing trade. Good God. D'Angelo Russell
Oh Lord.
signs in a matter of nowhere. Signs with the Warriors for a 4-year, $117 million contract. Thoughts?
It seems like desperation in a way to me,
Yeah.
but I just don't really. I mean, defensively, him and Curry together.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just
yeah, go ahead.
I don't see them doing a whole lot with him.
I mean,
I
I see
it's
them.
gonna help better than a scrub,
True.
but I don't see him being like they could win the title. If Warriors won the title, I'd be a little surprised.
A little surprised would be an understatement, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't know. It just the fit just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, D'Angelo Russell did grow up as an off-ball player. He did grow up as a shooting guard. So,
Mhm.
I feel like this is kind of natural position. So it'll be Curry and D'Angelo running the two, with Draymond Green down there.
That just that defensive duo with him and Curry.
I mean, but I feel like
I
it's
just,
still going to be a good shooting backcourt, and D'Angelo Russell is he ranked dead last in Brooklyn Nets defensive efficiency. It's, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not the greatest defender, obviously. So,
No.
but we can see where the Warriors are gonna rank up with the best of them. I mean, as long as Curry and Draymond
Yeah.
are still on the team, they're still gonna be a team to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm.
They still went to the finals 5 straight years in a row, so the
Yes,
pedigree
they
is
did.
still there. And for re-signs, Nikola Vucevic re-signs with the Magic for a 4-year, $100 million deal. Honestly, this was probably the most rational contract I've seen out of free agency.
This one kind of surprised me a little bit.
Really?
I mean, this comes from the point of like, what are you gonna do with Mo Bamba? I thought he was for sure gone. I didn't even think like I'm
Honestly,
surprised
I
he kind of
didn't
didn't get
hear
traded.
anything. I didn't hear anything for his market, really.
Yeah, I just figured. Imagine we're like, all right, we'll play this year with Vucevic and to move on to greener pastures. But
I mean, hey, they did make the playoffs, and I mean, they
I mean, they could
stole
trade
game
Mo
one.
Bamba.
I don't know if they're gonna trade Mo
I don't know, I
Bamba.
just think Mo Bamba and Vucevic.
It's not gonna work out. Mo Bamba's still gonna be on the bench.
What was he? Was it, like sixth pick?
Maybe fifth. I don't
Fifth?
remember.
Early on. I mean, if they didn't have Bamba, great pickup, great re-sign, I guess.
Hmm.
But they do, so let's go see how that works out.
Yeah. And another re-sign. Chris Middleton re-signed with the Milwaukee Bucks for a 5-year, $178 million deal.
It's a
Good
lot
God.
of change.
Boardman gets paid.
36 mil.
Oh my Lord. Okay, but
You gotta pay your boys.
I mean, he has his career year. He has an All-Star season, so I give Milwaukee credit for paying him, and I mean, Middleton deserved to get paid, but
I mean, it's a re-sign, so I
yeah.
kind of look at those giving them a lot of money a little bit different than going out and paying him that much.
Yeah. And as for another re-sign, Kristaps Porzingis re-signed with the Mavericks, even though he hasn't even played for him, but was acquired in a trade from New York. Great job, New York. For a 5-year, $190 million contract. Oh, my bad, 158. I'm looking at a different contract. My bad. Okay, so yeah, 5-year, 158. We don't know what to expect out of Kristaps after his ACL injury, and we're not sure when he's supposed to come back yet.
Yeah, kind of risky.
It's a risky take, but at the same time, somebody's gonna pick up the contract if they're gonna trade him.
If everything works out, they're gonna be nice.
I feel like it should be a good pickup.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully everything works out, and Dallas is looking in a very, very bright direction.
Maybe.
And yet again, another re-sign. Klay Thompson, after tearing his ACL, the Warriors still decided to give him a max contract for a 5-year, $190 million deal.
I think all the talks with the Lakers, Clippers, I think that was all just kind of. I never bought into that. I kind of always knew he was going to be a Warrior.
Yeah.
I mean, we expected it. It happened. They announced pretty early it was gonna happen.
And then he wasn't signing for the next couple days, so people were getting worried about it. They
But I
didn't know
mean,
if
again,
anything
this
was
man
going to
did
happen.
tear his ACL, so
Yeah. But,
yeah.
yeah, I
Hopefully.
mean, the Warriors had to pick him up to continue on with anything for this team.
I mean, he'll get his number retired by the Warriors when it's all said and done.
Of course.
So,
As was announced today, Andre Iguodala did get traded from the Warriors to Memphis. A part of that D'Angelo Russell signing to clear cap space. But Iguodala will get his jersey retired from the
that one kind of
Warriors.
surprised me.
I mean, he did win a Finals MVP with them.
He did
He's
kind of
3-time
start the
champion.
Warriors thing,
Yeah,
but it was just kind of like, wow, they're actually doing it. Cool. I love Iggy, so I was like, that's cool. But when you think about it, they're gonna retire Curry's, Clay's, Iggy's,
KD's.
KD. Is KD's officially being retired?
I'm not sure, but Bob
Because the
Myers
one
did
dude,
say. Bob
he
Myers,
just said
the
nobody's
GM, said
gonna
nobody's
wear it.
gonna wear number 35 as long as he's GM.
Yeah, not, but that's a lot different than we're gonna. Cause he would have just said we're gonna
I think he's part owner. My bad.
retire it.
Yeah, but he's probably gonna get it retired. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, you have to pick up Clay and you have to keep things moving forward. Hopefully, he returns in full shape during maybe mid-January, mid-February, and hopefully the Warriors look back to form. And on to pretty much the tier 1 players, really. Kemba Walker signed a 4-year, $141 million deal with the Celtics.
Now, this fit, this doesn't really make sense to me. It was when I
Really?
first heard it, I was like, "Wow, I mean, that's intriguing."
Really?
I mean, I just not maybe it doesn't make sense. It's kind of like,
It's basically a budget Kyrie.
yeah, I mean, like, oh, well, that worked. I mean, they'll do better with him than Kyrie.
Well, yeah.
I was
it's-
very surprised to see Boston was the team that was gonna get Kemba.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, the surprising factor definitely was there because I didn't expect Boston. I thought it was either going to be New York Knicks or the Mavericks, really.
Yeah,
But
maybe Hornets.
I feel like this is pretty much you got your replacement for Kyrie, and hopefully he works a hell of a lot better than what Kyrie did under Brad Stevens' system.
Yep.
So hopefully the Celtics are maybe a top 5 team in the East. I don't know where to rank them at this point. We'll see down the line.
Yeah.
All right, pretty much to top 3. Actually, top 4, because I totally forgot about one other part. But to start off, the surgeons of the Nets, Kyrie Irving signs a 4-year, $140 million deal with the Nets, same as Kemba's with the Celtics. This starts a whole new era in Brooklyn. As of, well, to continue on with KD signing the 4-year, $164 million deal with the Nets also.
KD's just kind of hard to talk about. He's not going to play next year. It's kind of.
It's to look on to brighter things for the Nets. Once KD does come back, they're obviously going to be a team to be reckoned with. This is
ain't
going
gonna lie.
to probably be the top team in the what?
This might be a hot take. If I don't see the Brooklyn Nets win a title in the next 7 years, I wouldn't be surprised.
7 years though.
I just random kind of years. I don't know what could happen. In the KD Kyrie era, if they don't win a title,
Yeah. If they
wouldn't be
don't get
surprised.
to the finals,
I think if they don't win a title, I wouldn't say it's a disappointment because again, the NBA is stacked everywhere right now. But yeah, they better make a finals for sure. In 3 years, they better be contending for a finals appearance at least.
of course. And to start off, the madness that happened on Saturday night. Kawhi Leonard signs a 4-year, $142 million deal to the L.A. Clippers.
Yeah, you already know.
All right, look.
Say it right now.
All right,
Announce it to the
you're
people.
right. Okay, whatever. All right, for context for people listening, how long ago did you call this? 2 weeks ago?
Right when right when the season was over.
Right when the season was over.
It was very early on. Maybe not that early, but it's basically once free agency kind of not started, but once rumbling started happening, I was like, he's going to the Clippers. He's going to go to the Clippers.
And I said you were crazy.
Just like when I called the Lakers getting a top 6 pick in the draft, and they got third, yep,
Fourth.
fourth, yep,
I think.
yeah, 1 or 2.
Either way.
Yeah, yeah, fourth because
Kid's been right for God knows how long, just calling random. Just
That's what I do, baby.
what it do, baby.
I just, I mean, it's again. I feel I ain't gonna lie. The Clippers kind of feel kind of like the Nets right now.
I don't. No.
I mean, just from the point of, I expect a whole lot more out of them.
Everybody expects a whole lot
But
more out of them. What do you mean?
Dude, the West is so stacked.
Yeah, but they are the team to beat.
You think so? I don't. I think the Lakers are the team to beat.
What?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, I just didn't like the Gallo game. I mean, again, I understand they had to do what they had to do for Kawhi. But I just felt those are two decent players in that team.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're getting Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, who I was going to talk about.
But the Lakers got AD and LeBron.
Okay, but
And a better team around them.
Ooh?
Kuzma, Rondo. That's 19 other players they picked up.
Ooh?
Might get Iggy.
Maybe.
Who knows who's going to get Iggy anymore.
But you got Patrick Beverly, and at shooting guard you got Landry Shamet, who's a amazing shooter, and off the bench you got a two-time sixth man of the year, Lou Will.
Danny Green, Shamet, Rondo, Pat Bev. Apparently Kuzma might come off the bench.
He's supposed to be.
Blows my mind that that's even a possibility.
Yeah. But
they would be makes sense, I guess.
I mean, you got Patrick Beverly, you got Lou Williams, you got Kawhi Leonard, you got Paul George, you got Montrezl Harrell, you got Zubac.
You could easily see. I mean, it's probably gonna be a West. I'm gonna call it now. It's gonna be a Christmas game. These two teams, and probably Western Conference Finals written all over.
Probably.
See, honestly, I mean, they're pretty evenly matched.
I feel like the Clippers are the team to beat.
I mean,
they have 10 times better defense than LA.
I mean, who cares about defense?
What? You want to say that again?
You want to know what the Lakers have that the Clips don't, though?
LeBron James.
Yeah. That matters in the playoffs.
Yeah. You know who the Clippers also have? Last year's Finals
Patrick
MVP,
Beverley.
Kawhi Leonard.
And Patrick Beverley.
And a top 3 candidate for Defensive Player of the Year in Paul George. And another defensive first team in Patrick Beverley. And a sixth man of the year, Lou Williams. Wait, what did you just say?
I would take Anthony Davis over Paul George.
I mean,
I think everyone would, really.
Yeah. Well, wait, yeah, I guess so.
I'm just saying, say you got a fresh team, right? And hey, you want Anthony Davis? You want Paul George? Everyone's gonna take Anthony Davis. Oh, and
maybe
someone
a 60-40 on that.
I think like 70-30. But this kind of involves Paul George. In that video of Miles Bridges dunking, someone said he looks like an Indiana Paul George.
Ooh.
That he plays like an Indiana
Ooh.
Paul. I was like, I see.
Ooh.
I see that.
Don't get me started.
But I just think Clippers, you can say this player, but then you can kind of say this player for a Laker.
This is going to be the Battle of LA. For this
It's
year.
so cool.
It only took. How many years has the NBA been up for? 70, 80?
Wasn't just one of their anniversaries a little bit ago or something? Or is one this year an anniversary or something? Either way, whatever.
This is going to be a total battle for Los Angeles in general.
I mean, I'm just saying if Clippers are 1 seed, not surprised. Lakers 1 seed, not surprised. Like, I mean, I can see it happening.
Um, yeah, it's taken since 1946 for this to be the first time of the Battle of Los
Be
Angeles.
relevant.
I
They're both. Oh, that's so cool.
this is going to be a very interesting NBA season. Um, I don't know where else to go from this. This is going to be the best
Boogie
NBA
signed with the
season yet.
Lakers
Oh
too.
yeah, Boogie did sign with the Lakers. My bad. I believe that
Mhm.
was what, a
Vet
1 year
minimum.
or
Yeah, 1 year. I think
three point
it was.
five million dollar deal.
Wait,
That was also
I mean, do you
obviously the
want
bigger
me? I
signing.
have it. Oh my god, I have the Lakers roster right now. You want me to just go on it because it's a bunch
Oh,
of kind of new pickups, real quick.
all right.
So yeah, I mean, you got Quinn Cook, DeMarcus Cousins, Troy Daniels, Jared Dudley, Danny Green, Talon Horton Tucker, someone signed right. JaVale McGee was re-signed. Rondo re-signed. Never. Their projected starting lineup: Rondo, Green, James, Davis, Cousins. Now, that could money.
Mm, mm, mm.
It's weird seeing Danny Green with LeBron. I don't know. That's so strange. That's so strange. I don't know why.
Yeah, probably because he's
But I
always
mean,
gone up against LeBron.
yeah. But folks,
That
if
should
you're
do
not
it
gonna watch
for
this
him.
after the, I won't say abomination because I think everything turned out good last year. But after the disappointment it was hearing Boogie sign with the Warriors, everyone's saying we're done with the NBA. It's back. The NBA is officially back. Everyone's gonna watch it. Christmas games are gonna be lit. I really can't wait for those. I cannot wait for
It's
those.
gonna be a great NBA season. This is gonna be the best NBA season yet. I think I've said that like 4 times this podcast.
The playoffs.
This is gonna be
Oh
the
my
best
god.
playoffs yet.
Yeah.
Because we don't know who's gonna come out any of this right now.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. I
might be
cannot.
clear cut when it's next April, but
It's weird not to say the Warriors.
I mean there'll be a top what
I'm just saying it's
16.
weird to not be
Oh
the
yeah, it's not.
consensus.
It's not to be the
Everyone's
general
saying Warriors.
consensus that Warriors are gonna go all the way in winning fashion. That this is gonna be. There's so many teams that
Like I could see, like I can truly see, I can see Portland, Lakers, Clippers, Jazz,
Houston,
Warriors if they get hot, maybe
Houston if they get their stuff together.
Houston, yeah, figure something out. That's 6 teams
Already.
out of an 8 seeded playoff. I just named 6 teams, and if I probably realistically looked at it more, I mean, yeah. So I mean, East, I don't even know. I really can't even say anything. East is kind of irrelevant right now.
Eh,
I guess Philly is the favorite.
that or Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, Philly, Indiana.
Oh, Mavericks. I mean, I don't think they could win the title, but they're interesting.
Yeah, if Kristaps turns into full potential recovery, or 100%, and is back to normal.
I mean, are Kings West?
Yes.
Okay.
Good
I
God.
literally always forget about them. But I mean, dude, so those 6 teams I just named, I didn't name the Pelicans, the Mavericks, the Spurs, the Kings.
We didn't even
That
name
takes it.
the Spurs.
Ooh, that's 10. I mean, you have Grizzlies and Suns who won't do nothing.
But the Grizzlies, even then, they
I mean, they're
looking
gonna be
good.
good, but I don't think. Oh,
No,
and then
they're
the
not gonna do
Timberwolves.
really much. But we don't know.
Timberwolves are irrelevant now.
True.
I mean, yeah, the West is probably as stacked as it could ever be right now.
Uh,
The fact that the Spurs, that I even mentioned the Spurs, blows my mind.
this is gonna
Oh,
be a
oh my God, the
great
Thunder!
season. Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, but we don't know what they're gonna do now.
Yeah, I bet just how like they've been supposed to be good last few
Oh
years,
yeah, they're supposed
and
to
I
be
just
good. Then they've
completely
been first
forgot.
rounded the past 3 years, and now then Paul George gets traded for a bunch of draft picks and
I
Shai
mean, they're gonna
Gilgeous
be.
Alexander and Gallinari. They're
Yeah, they're gonna
not.
be.
They might eat, and I don't see them making the playoffs. There, I said
Okay,
it.
so what? So we have, bro. You know who I just forgot?
Mm.
The Nuggets.
Oh my God.
Dude, that's 7 teams.
You have 7 teams in the West, and we won't know who comes out.
that I could realistically feel can make it. Oh my god. I mean, let's look at the East real quick. I mean, Bucks will make the playoffs. Raps will make the playoffs. Sixers, Celtics, Pacers, Nets. Pistons got better. Heat got better. I mean, Knicks, Cavaliers, Bulls, Hawks, Wizards, Hornets won't make the
Bulls,
playoffs.
8
I don't think
seed,
they're gonna make. They'll make a decent run.
8 seed.
The East is actually really boring. I don't even want to talk about the East. Let's just talk about the West, because Jesus.
That'll be a different discussion for another time, as we've pretty much just wrapped up free agency. Yeah, this has been one hell of a free agency and one to remember. Don't know where else to go off that. If you guys enjoyed this,
I want to throw one little quick thing. We do apologize for the spacing between episode 1 and 2. We were waiting for Kawhi to decide, and
pretty much
took him forever.
took them till Saturday to do it. So
We didn't want to make an episode. We don't have Kawhi. Then Kawhi Leonard signs a day or two later.
it's a major gap, and hey, you missed this.
Yeah, I mean, does this wrap up the NBA episodes
Yeah.
for a little bit?
This pretty much wraps up the NBA free agency of 2019. This has been a total, just madness, mayhem.
Mind-boggling free agency.
Curveball, expect it. This has just been an insane free agency. I don't know where else to go off this. Either way, if you guys like this, like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any suggestions of what you want us to talk about, leave it down in the comments below. I'm Ty, and this is Cal.
See you guys.
Deuces.